Hello, Dino Mike here, and today I'm going to show you my NHL 16 Excel chart that I made for Versus. Oh, and it looks like my Outlook account settings are out of date. Oh well. Okay, so right here in this chart we have every team you can choose in the NHL and Versus from Anaheim to Winnipeg. And I did this all manually. And what I did is I inserted line by line the average from the 3 players on offense, 2 players on defense, and just the starting goalie. Now, according to importance of the line, see offensive line 1, they get a +3 bonus because of the importance of the line, while the 4th line on every team doesn't get any point bonuses. The first line of defense gets a +3, and the third line of defense gets a +1. And you can see if I click on any of these numbers, it'll show me the formula that I entered at equals average the 3 overalls for that specific line, which is almost messed that up, which is the 4th line for what did I choose? Buffalo. Once you see all this, you can see that I used green for anything above the league average and red for anything below or equal to. So for instance, Edmonton's 87.7 first line overall rating is lower than the league average of 88.6, while Washington's first line is a 91.3, which is obviously higher than the league average. And through this chart, you can see which teams are elite without even having to look at anything else. You can see Washington down the line has all green. At the end here, we have the team overall average. I took the average of every number you can see. And then the final average, which is the adjusted average, which is what I did is I took every average and added points based on how many green rectangles the team had compared to the league average. So, for instance, Anaheim had 3, 4, 5, 6 green out of 8. So that means they get a +6 point bonus because 6 of their lines are better than the league average. What that really shows you is how good the team is compared to every other team. So now below we have the final charts I used to be able to tell, obviously in order now, which team is best to worst. And we have the Rangers, unadjusted one, as the top overall team, and Toronto as the worst. Now with the adjusted overalls, we have LA as the best team to use and Carolina as the worst. I here listed the top 15 teams, and these are the teams I would suggest people use in Versus. The top 5 are LA, Washington, New York, Detroit, and Chicago, which is really, kind of expected. But it's just cool to put this on a chart and, be able to see which teams are the best. And hopefully you guys will pause the video and, take down some notes on which teams you should preferably be using when you play. You can see this is the March 23rd, 2016 default roster. If there's a roster update, obviously I'll have to update this chart, but as for right now, this is the current roster with injuries and everything included. So, and this is also as long as you don't change lines when you go into Versus. If you change lines when you go into Versus, obviously you can make your team improved. But here's a final chart, basically that I made to show the difference between teams. As you can see over here, a team like Tampa Bay next to Toronto is twice as good, while a team like Washington is just elite compared to everything around it. Same thing with LA and Chicago. You can tell the difference between the teams. And the blue is the first overall and orange is the adjusted. I really like the adjusted overall because it shows you a bigger differential between each team. It'll really show you what teams are better and stand out more. And so that's basically it, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. Definitely